Hello, incredible people from all across the globe. A very good evening to everyone, and namaste from incredible India. Guys, today we are here to discuss one of the most important tourism products for our country, which is adventure tourism. And I have a very special guest with me today who is sharing his screen with me right now, Vinayak Paul. Even if I'm given 15 minutes to introduce him, that's not going to be enough for the incredible contribution he's given to the tourism industry. But let me quickly introduce him. Guys, let me tell you, he is the youngest honorary secretary of Adventure Tour Operators Association of India, also known as ATOY, and he is also the director of Snow Lion Expeditions Private Limited. I'm sure most of the adventure lovers would have heard of these names because these names are very, very popular in the tourism industry. Let me tell you, Atoy and Vinayak have been associated with the ministry for the longest time, and Vinayak has undertaken some of the most important projects in the tourism industry. Vinayak believes that in the coming years, India is going to be one of the most sought after destinations, not just for people across the globe, but for us Indians also, because even I agree, even if we are given 50, 60 years to explore the country completely, that's not enough. So Dekho Apna, keeping Dekho Apna Desh in mind as a mantra forever, let's ask Vinayak to talk about adventure tourism in India. And I was also request everyone to have a good time and post as many asked questions possible so that we can answer by the end of the session. Vinayak, over to you.
Uh, Thank you. Sumeka, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Thanks. Thank you for your very kind and generous introduction. Uh, Thank you, Ministry of Tourism, for asking me to speak on this platform about adventure tourism. It's a great honor, and I feel very happy to speak on adventure tourism, as you people can guess. Welcome, friends. Thank you again for joining in. Thank you for your time. Let me begin with a little disclaimer, which I normally do when I'm speaking on adventure tourism. That it's nearly impossible to brief and sum up on the topic of adventure tourism in India within just 20 minutes or half an hour. It needs a lot more than that. There are about 30 adventure verticals, and each can take about hours. And then, if we pick up destinations related to them, it may take days. So, I'm just going to try my best to do some justice by touching upon some topics in the available time slot. And if I start with the current scenario, the COVID times, adventure tourism gives a lot of hope. That's what I believe personally. That's what we all believe in the adventure travel industry and overall in the travel industry. Terms like physical distancing, avoiding crowded places, respecting your body have been common discussions in the last few months. And it's no brainer to see how adventure tourism can give you answers to many of your worries of travel to a large extent. The current times have in fact reinstated that adventure and activity holidays are the way forward. So to start with, let me try and break some myths first, which we all have about adventure travel. And let me tell you, these are just a few to mention. There are so many out there, and it's like I mentioned, it's impossible to cover everything. So most people think adventure tourism in India is possible only in the Himalaya, while as it's possible almost in every state, or at least in most states of the country. Like softer treks can be done in Kerala, cycling can be done almost everywhere in the country, in the countryside of India, scuba diving in Andamans, river rafting, and other activities in states like MP, Maharashtra. The list is endless. So yes, the Himalayan states do have been the playground for adventure tourism for decades, but the whole country has got so much to offer that people have got so much in the country to look forward to. And getting back to myth number two, that India is just a winter destination, that's something which particularly comes from people traveling from overseas, also from India. People sometimes believe winters is the right time to travel and all, although we do have our summer holidays. But still, winters is when many people do plan your travel. But let me tell you, over here, India is a destination for all seasons, and adventure tourism is the answer for that. Uh, uh, how do I say? Oh, I mean, Himalayan states over here come to our rescue. The northern states and northern parts of the country, which are upper northern parts of the country, which are cooler during the summers. Coastal areas down south or western and central parts of India can be explored in winters when the weather is nice there. Then summers can be spent in the Himalayan areas and northern parts of the country, northeastern parts of the country, where it's cooler. So again, mentioning that India is a winter destination is not true. India is a destination for the whole year. There is so much to explore. Talking about trekking, many people believe and feel that only trekking and mountaineering is adventure tourism. Well, let me also clear that myth that any activity holiday is adventure tourism. Any holiday which involves some physical activity, some natural environment, cultural immersion can be called as adventure activity. Not everything needs to be extreme adventure. There are about 30 verticals, adventure verticals, which are possible in India. I'll get to that in a bit. And talking about myth number 4, to close on this bit is many people also feel, that's what I have come across hearing from many people, that only foreigners take up adventure holidays in India. Well, we have the figures from the Ministry of Tourism. We have the figures from state tourism departments. We have the response and feedback from local people from different regions that in the last 1 decade, Indian adventure traveler numbers have surpassed foreigners in many regions. Though, on a personal level, I would say that we as Indian travelers do need to be little more responsible towards our mother nature when we travel. This is again something which I will touch upon in a while. Like I was mentioning, so these were some of the myths which come across on somebody's mind very often, and I'm obviously open at the end of this session for question answer to if you have some other questions wherein you're not very sure about if this is adventure or if this can be called as adventure, we can discuss that. Moving on to many verticals which we have in adventure, which I was mentioning are about 30 which have been listed out. And just to speak a bit about them, we have got trekking, like thank you Sumega, you just put on the list out there. We have got trekking, we got camel safaris, horse safaris, mountaineering, of course. We got scuba diving possibilities. We got paragliding, cycling, motorbiking, plenty of options. The list, if you will have a look at the list, it's about 30 odd verticals, 29, 30 verticals, mentioning about different adventure activities. And so it's not just mountaineering, it's not just going up in the mountains. There is so much to on the platter which India has to offer, that the list is endless, literally. So if I will just speak about a few products and destinations of India, moving on from the list of activities which have been listed out here, India's potential for adventure tourism is immense. I may sound repetitive at times, but this is a reality. If I start quoting figures related to our cultural and natural heritage index, they are mind-blowing. The diverse terrain which we have and the cultural richness we have in the country is unmatched. You talk about a holiday and you can have that in India. Products like what is something which is coming into your mind that we do not have? You call mountains, we have that. You call deserts, we have that. Beaches, rivers, forests, islands, the list is endless again. And so is the amount of adventure potential in our country. As destinations, if I have to speak, right from north to south, east to west, we have got destinations which have got fan following from all across the world. I have interacted with obviously travelers from the country and all across the world. There are people who are just dying out to come down to India, not just now, but all these years, decades. You just at times you just have to name a place. Say, for example, if you call Ladakh, people will not know that it used to come into the state of Jammu and Kashmir or which part of the country it is, but they'll know, yes, Ladakh is related to the Himalayan states and we would like to travel to that. You talk about Kashmir, who doesn't know Kashmir? Talk about down south, you talk about Kerala, Kerala tourism and all the tourism departments and the stakeholders have promoted that area so well that it does not need any introduction. Places like Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, MP, Assam, Meghalaya, they all are brands in their own names, at times even bigger brands than the whole product. So, as per, if I quote World Economic Forum, India's cultural heritage has been ranked as eighth greatest in the world, and India's natural heritage has been rated as the fifth greatest in the world. India's natural history has been rated as the 10th greatest in the world. So we have such figures to back us up. It is just that there's
Vinayak, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but a lot of people are saying that they would like to have the discussion in Hindi also. So viewers, let me tell you that because we have a lot of people from the international market, that is why we are keeping it English. But if you want, we can have a mix.
Sure.
So have a discussion, in Hindi. Yeah.
Sure. So there is so much to explore. हिंदी में अगर डायरेक्टली बोलूं तो शायद एक पूरा जीवन भी कम रहेगा इंडिया को देखने के लिए। एक जीवन, और हिंदू धर्म में कहते हैं 7 जन्म है, तो मुझे लगता है पर्सनली शायद 7 जन्म भी कम पड़ेंगे इतना कुछ देखने के लिए। और सच में अगर आप उसको नजदीक से देखना चाहेंगे, क्लोज से देखना चाहेंगे, तब तो बहुत समय लगेगा देखने के लिए, इतना कुछ एक्सप्लोर करने के लिए है। और फिर भी लोग बाहर जाते हैं घूमने। विद ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट टू द ब्यूटीफुल कंट्रीज आउट देयर इन द वर्ल्ड, बट मैं पर्सनली ये बिलीव करता हूँ कि पहले अपना देश तो देखें। जैसे कि जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टूरिज्म का इनिशिएटिव है जो शुरू किया गया है और जो बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, देखो अपना देश, that is the real essence of the feeling which we have, or which I have at least. कई बार होता है the facilities and the infrastructure is not that great. आप कहीं जाते हैं, आपको इतनी अच्छी फैसिलिटीज नहीं मिलती हैं, आप कहते हैं कि वहां जाने के लिए रोड अच्छा नहीं है, या वहां पर हम गए थे वहां पे होटल्स अच्छे नहीं है। कई बार नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बारे में ऐसी बात होती है, कई बार रिमोट पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री के बारे में ऐसी बात होती है। साउथ इंडिया में भी कई जगह ऐसी जहाँ पे, सब जगह इंडिया में अभी भी इट्स अ डेवलपिंग कंट्री, कई जगह ऐसी है जहाँ पर रोड कनेक्टिविटी अच्छी नहीं है, मोबाइल कनेक्टिविटी अच्छी नहीं है, होटल्स अच्छे नहीं है, बेसिक फैसिलिटीज है। बट यहाँ पर मुझे हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी याद आते हैं, जो लास्ट ईयर, इस साल नहीं, लास्ट ईयर 15 अगस्त पे लाल किले से उन्होंने सबको रिक्वेस्ट किया था कि प्लीज देखो अपना देश। मंत्रालय ने अभी शुरू किया है कैंपेन, बट उन्होंने बहुत पहले से शुरू कर दिया था। सो इसको एक हैशटैग अब मिला है, बट कॉल तो पहले से ही थी कि अपना देश देखिए। और है कई सारी जगह जहाँ पे फैसिलिटीज अच्छी नहीं है, रहने की सुविधाएं अच्छी नहीं है, बट आप वहां जाइए तो सही। आप वहां जाएंगे तो सुविधाएं भी अच्छी आ जाएंगी। जितनी जगह भी आज की डेट में जहाँ पे सब अच्छी सुविधाएं हैं, जहाँ पे आप ट्रेवल कर सकते हैं इजीली, वहां पर भी सब जगह पे कई साल पहले कुछ नहीं था। लोग ट्रेवल करना शुरू किए, वो जगह इतनी सुंदर है, तो वहां सब कुछ आया है। सो आई पर्सनली टेक ग्रेट इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम दिस, दैट वी शुड ट्रेवल एंड रेस्ट एवरीथिंग विल फॉल इन प्लेस। यस, ये हमेशा लागू नहीं हो सकता है। कई बार आपको अच्छी कनेक्टिविटी चाहिए, कई बार आपको अच्छी फैसिलिटीज भी चाहिए। आपके पास चल रहे हैं, कई बार आपके साथ ओल्ड एज पीपल, योर सीनियर सिटीजन ऑल्सो आर ट्रेवलिंग। सो बट कोशिश करिए एक अच्छा मिक्स रहे, ताकि आप जो बहुत पॉपुलर जगह हैं वो भी देखें, ताकि आप जब किसी से बात करें तो आप उनको बोल सकें ये भी देख लिया, वो भी देख लिया, जो कि इच्छा होती है कई बार अपार्ट फ्रॉम सच में उस जगह को देखने के और जानने के। बट ऐसी जगह भी देखिए जो किसी ने देखी हो, आप बोल सके कि ये मैं देख के आया, और दूसरे लोगों को इंस्पायर करे। एट द सेम टाइम वो फीलिंग आपको रहे कि मैंने वहां पे जाके किसी को हेल्प करी। अगर एज ट्रेवलर्स की मैं बात करूं कि आपकी जिम्मेदारी क्या है, इंडिया के बारे में तो जितना बोलेंगे उतना कम है, बट अगर मैं ट्रेवलर्स के बारे में बात करूं, सो आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है? मुझे लगता है आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है सबसे पहले एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल ट्रेवल ऑर्गेनाइजर आपके लिए चुनना, to choose a very responsible service provider, be it a tour operator, be it a hotel, be it a homestay, be it a transport service provider, a guide, or anyone. But he has to be, that person or that company, that entity has to be a responsible one. That should be your first step to choose wisely. At times you do get cheap stuff for sale, but we all know that cheap is not always good, especially in terms of adventure travel. And adding to that, when we're talking about current time where we have COVID around, so there is a lot to think and do in terms of organization, in terms of giving you a good product. So बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है कि आपका जो टूर ऑपरेटर है आप बहुत वाइजली चूज करें. अगर मैं बहुत क्विकली आपको बताऊं कि कैसे चूज करा जाए, या क्या आपके मन में दुविधा है कि हम कैसे इसके बारे में सोचें कि क्या हमारा सस्ता है, तो फिर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वांट टू क्लैरिफाई व्हेन आई एम सेइंग दैट आप सस्ता टूर ऑपरेटर या सस्ता सर्विस प्रोवाइडर के लिए पीछे मत दौड़ें. इसका मतलब ये बिल्कुल नहीं है कि आपका एडवेंचर हॉलिडे बहुत महंगा है, ऐसा नहीं है. एडवेंचर हॉलिडे इज स्टिल वेरी इकोनॉमिकल, यू कैन स्टिल अफोर्ड इट, बट द पॉइंट इज सबसे सस्ता शायद हमेशा आपके लिए अच्छा नहीं होगा. क्योंकि आप जब एक टूर ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं, चाहे वो आपका होटल आपके लिए आपका रूम ऑर्गेनाइज करे, चाहे वो गाड़ी वाला आपके लिए गाड़ी ऑर्गेनाइज करे, एक टूर ऑपरेटर आपके लिए पूरा टूर ऑर्गेनाइज करे, उसको काफी चीजों के लिए का ध्यान देना पड़ता है और हर चीज का कुछ ना कुछ खर्चा कहीं ना कहीं जुड़ता है. और अगर वो टूर ऑपरेटर, वो सर्विस प्रोवाइडर उन सब चीजों का ध्यान रखता है तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि वो सबसे सस्ता भी होगा शायद. तो उस चीज का ध्यान बहुत जरूरी है. उससे आपका फर्स्ट स्टेप टिक हो जाता है दैट यू चोज योर हॉलिडे, यू चोज योर वेकेशन very responsibly.
So Vinayak, at this point I have a question for you. Do you
Yes.
think at this point in time should we start traveling, or do you think a lot of people are traveling right now? What is exactly your view on this?
Well, there are people. I mean, you said should people start traveling? I would say yes, people should start traveling. Why not? Indeed, but like I was just emphasizing, putting a huge emphasis on choosing your service provider. So that's an important part of it. When you are traveling, who you are traveling with is very important. When you are traveling out, even if you are going out on your own, I would say you still need an accommodation, you still need a transport, you still need to eat somewhere on the way. So you have to be very careful who you choose with, who you choose to plan your holiday, or how you are planning. Obviously, nobody in the world is going to say that everything is perfectly all right out there. But yes, if you plan well, it is good to head out. And yes, it's very important nowadays to go through the unlock guidelines very carefully. The guidelines from the central government, the guidelines from the state government, they have their own rules and regulations to follow through, so that you have a very smooth transition. And talking about a lot of people traveling, let me tell you, not many have been traveling. Yes, it's picking up. Vacations, what has been a very common trending word in the last few weeks, I would say, or a month, has been in. But that doesn't portray the picture of the whole industry. Right. Still, there are accommodation service providers who are busy in patches, but they're not busy as they used to be. There are tour operators, transport providers, local restaurants. They've still got their hands very empty since months. So that's possibly because people are still picking up their cars, moving on to hotels, staying there for a week and coming back. Or vacations is like staying there for a week and literally working in a different location. So people are not still going out for multi-destination, multi-activity programs, wherein all the entities like a tour operator, hotelier, the transport provider, a guide, or a local help is needed. So that will take some time. But yes, I would recommend, with all the caution in place, I would also say that, like I was mentioning, if I get back to the point which I was putting emphasis on, that you have to choose your service provider very carefully. For example, if you log on to, if I talk about, I mean, if I talk to all the viewers, all the travelers, if you feel that, okay, how do we find a responsible and trustworthy service provider, I would say log on to Ministry of Tourism website. You would find, you can log on to Adventure Tour Operators website as well. And if you browse through Ministry's website, and if you're especially looking out for adventure tour operators, or if you're especially looking out for adventure holiday, there's a list of operators who are adventure operators. They're recognized by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. And I can say that they're very trustworthy people out there. Obviously, I do not know each one of them, but most of them are something which you can go about with. If you are looking out for leisure holidays, you do have other categories of operators as well. If you're looking out just for transport services, there are transport operators as well. So there are plenty of lists out there who are recognized by the Ministry of Tourism. So there you're very you can be feeling safe there. You're traveling with responsible operators to a large extent. You still have to do your own due diligence. You can also log on to Adventure Operators of India's website, wherein you have different set of categories. If you look into the active members, there are pure tour operators and very largely, very hugely responsible tour operators, the kind of operators which I was just speaking about. If you look into the allied members category, you will find a mix of members which are tour operators, hotels, camps, homestays, transport operators, also very responsible operators. So you have to do your due diligence before you move on. And if at all you are moving on your own, you do not require any service provider. But like I was mentioning earlier, that you still need to stay somewhere. If at all you're staying at your friend's place, you still need to travel. Or if you're going long distance, you still need to eat out responsibly. So being responsible, like we have been being responsible, staying at home, which was being discussed since months, or when we even move around in our areas, or when you go to offices, same applies when you travel on your holiday. You have to be responsible. And how you all can help, I would say, post your old travel pictures, new travel pictures when you start doing it, tag Incredible India, start traveling. I would say, like we were just discussing, remember you need to travel responsibly, choose responsibly. I would also say you do need to start travel, because travel industry is one of the biggest contributors towards the country's economy. And people related to travel industry have been a worst hit due to COVID, which I'm sure everybody would agree. Nobody would disagree. Right from someone who doesn't have any idea about travel industry to the people who are part of travel industry and working for the travel industry. Things
So
started getting,
sorry,
yes,
but because we have just a few minutes left,
yeah.
we have a lot of questions coming in from the viewers. Can we quickly take them if you want?
Well, sure. Like I mentioned, it's difficult to discuss in half an hour adventure tourism. You had to do not feel
Exactly.
guilty of cutting me down. And this is not the first time I'm being cut down when I'm speaking on adventure tourism, so I'm used to it.
No, actually, we are getting a lot of questions, so
No, I
we
understand. That's why I said it's okay. Please move on.
so
I hope we can extend it by 5 or 7 minutes or 10 minutes to cater to everybody.
absolutely. So we have one question from Palette Escapades, and this person is asking, "What's your favorite to go adventure? Your favorite to
Well,
go adventure?"
I'm a typical adventurer, if I may say so. I'm a certified what do I say? I mean, I love mountains. I love climbing mountains. I like trekking in the Himalaya. I do like beaches as well, but I spend a lot of time in Ladakh in summers. As a company, we have large operations out there in the Himalayan areas. So Ladakh is one of my favorites. Kashmir is somewhere where I was born, so it has a special place in my heart. I do go there often. But yes, trekking and being up in the mountains is what I love.
Okay, and then we have a very interesting question from Jaydev, and he asks that, is Goa best for bachelor vacation? Very good question, I must say.
I
Is
would say
Goa
it
best
depends.
for bachelor
It
vacation?
it depends on the company you're going with. If you
Okay.
have good company, you can have a good time in Delhi as well. You choose your company, choose your destination. Goa is very good. I have been there many times. I don't know how many times you have been, but whenever you go to Goa, you never bored. So it's a good destination always.
We have a lot of questions coming on for Goa.
Yeah.
Then Urban Fakir is asking, how safe is adventure sports in India as compared to international standards on the scale of 10?
Well, I would not be able to scale it down, but I would say, again, going back to the same thing, if you choose your operator, if you choose your service provider very responsibly, you are in safe hands. Let me tell you, choosing a safe operator or being going with the best company or a best organizer doesn't mean that there cannot be any accidents. Accidents are part of adventure tourism, but being a mistake, there's a difference between making a mistake and having an accident. So if you choose, there are I would say many operators, many hotels, many service providers in the country who are even better than what you will get world across. I have had clients traveling with me, telling not just about me, but some of my friends also, that they organize art trips, even their own countries, even in their own countries. So you choose your operator well, you choose your service provider well, you are in safe hands.
Someone is asking if Northeast is a good destination for adventure tourism.
Yes, there are plenty of options in Northeast. Like I was mentioning, again, getting back to my brief in the beginning, adventure is possible everywhere in the country. So it is in Northeast as well. You go to Assam, you go to Meghalaya, you go to Arunachal. There's plenty of options. It depends what kind of a holiday you want to have, what kind of an adventure you want to go for, when you want to go for. That's also important. India being such a big country, not every weather is favorable during the whole year. So you have to choose your time, and you have to choose your activity, and you have to club them all together very wisely.
Right. Vinayak, I think I have a personal question. I am not a very adventurous person, you know, but now when I am with Incredible India talking to you, even I feel that I should go on a trip only for adventure. So me being a beginner, how should I start off with, and especially talking about women here. So let's talk about solo women traveling and also adventurous activities for women.
I would say solo, yes, is a topic which we can discuss. But if you say adventure activities for women, I don't know what to discuss, because there's no differentiation. Whatever men can do, women can do as well. So there is all what I just was I was speaking just a while back. Everything is possible for women to do, and there are some activities which do need good amount of training when you are going out. For example, if you have never been up in the mountains, or if you have never been hiking anywhere and you straight away want to climb a mountain, it's not possible. It's not possible for men, it's not possible for women. So there's no differentiation. Solo, yes, you have to solo traveling is, in fact, I would say to a large extent it is decently safe in India, especially when I have clients from other countries who say that in India you largely have signposts and information brochures and all those communication in at least English and some language which most people understand, Hindi, English, and some other language as well. So when you are traveling, if you will notice, as you said, it's a personal question. If you travel personally, when you notice, you'll always find some signpost to read. Okay, where am I heading? Or if you go to a bus stand, if you go to railway station. While as if you travel to overseas countries, many times the signpost and the information is just in the local language, and if you don't know, it's very difficult to travel. So I personally believe India is very fairly easy to travel on your own. Good to have a tour operator, good to have a service provider to suggest you the right things, to remove of the hassles of some last minute delay. For example, you land up in Sikkim, or someone was asking Northeast, and you realize you need a permit to reach here. Okay, you waste your a week out there, or you reach somewhere and you realize, okay, this was not the right weather. So a service provider will always guide you properly, but you can still travel.
Right. So viewers, with one more last question, I think we can conclude this session here. Vinayak, how should we decide which adventure holiday to take up according to you?
I think I partly just answered. It's like you have to, it depends on many things, I would say. It depends on your personality. It depends what kind of activity you like. It depends on your fitness levels. It depends when would you like to travel. Like I was mentioning, India is such a big country. Not every place is good to go anytime during the year in terms of weather. So, for example, like mentioned, if you have never been hiking, you can't go for a climbing expedition.
Right.
So you need to research well before you go on a holiday, especially on an adventure holiday. And when you decide, for example, if you want to go for a motorbiking trip, and you should make sure that at least you do some couple of 100 kilometers or 1,000 kilometers on a motorbike, so you get a good grip on how to ride a motorbike. If you want to go, say, cycling, so do train for yourself before you go on a trip. Otherwise, on the first day or the couple of days, you will be really struggling. So if you're going for extreme adventure, train a bit. If you're going for other softer adventures, and we were discussing only extreme adventure is not adventure, do research well so that you're not up for very strange surprises and you don't ruin your holiday. So that's when, if you are organizing a trip through someone, discuss in detail. If you're going on your own, research in detail.
Absolutely, Vinayak, and I think that's a great advice. So viewers, we are waiting for last 30 seconds. If you have any other questions, we can take them up. Vinayak, if you have closing comments, please help us with them, and then maybe we can conclude
Sure.
our session today. So as I'm seeing in the comments, viewers, yes, we will be taking up
I would,
a lot of
shall
sessions
I
on
also
tourism.
mention
Yeah,
that I just saw someone mentioning about guidelines and things like that. I would say there are two sets of guidelines which you can quickly go through. One is a guideline for all about 29, 30 adventure verticals, and one is a guideline which is typically has been typically made during the COVID time. So the guideline, both of the guidelines are available on the Ministry of Tourism's website and Adventure Operators Association's website. So the first one, which I was talking about, the guideline, which in fact I have here on my table as well, if I may show you all. So this says Indian Adventure Tourism Guidelines. It describes the standard operating procedures which a tour operator or service provider should follow. So as a customer, as a client, as a traveler, you can go through it. You can see, okay, what all is needed. And okay, this is something which I should be very careful when I'm traveling. Talking about COVID times, there's another guideline which mentions about what are the things service providers should do during the COVID times. And I'll emphasize that you can see how much of hard work your service providers are doing to make sure that you are traveling safe. We have not been sitting idle all these 6 months, no matter we have not been having any incomes for the last 6 months. But the amount of hard work has been immense. We have come out with guidelines, we have come out with documents which clearly say what to do, what not to do, your do's and don'ts. And if you as traveler will also go through, and even if you do not book a tour with a tour operator, or even if you're staying with a friend or a family, not even using a hotel, when you go through those documents, you will realize what all you should know and do while traveling. And it will really improve your knowledge about traveling in COVID times.
right. So, viewers, this is just our first session on adventure tourism, and we are going to come up with a lot of other sessions, especially on adventure, because there are so
I'll
many.
just add a bit, Sumega, that I would only suggest people that be wise while you choose. But let me assure you all that most of the people, or in fact almost all, I know, but I do not know everybody in the country who have opened shop, who have opened hotels, who have opened trekking or other adventure operations, are being very responsible in managing their operations, because they realize how important it is. And like we were discussing all these 6 months कि जैसे हम अभी हिंदी में गेटिंग बैक टू हिंदी कि ये सिर्फ आप ही के लिए, मतलब दूसरे के लिए भलाई के लिए नहीं आप कर रहे हैं, आपके खुद की भलाई के लिए भी है, आपकी खुद की सेफ्टी के लिए भी है. सेम इज अ थॉट प्रोसेस व्हिच ए होटल इज आल्सो हैविंग. होटल वाले को भी मालूम है कि जो क्लाइंट आ रहा है, अगर मैं अच्छे से यहाँ पर कोविड गाइडलाइंस को फॉलो कर रहा हूँ और सारे सैनिटाइजेशन प्रोसीजर्स को और सारे सेफ्टी प्रिकॉशंस को मैं ध्यान में रख रहा हूँ, तो वो सिर्फ क्लाइंट्स के लिए अच्छा नहीं है, सिर्फ दिखावे के लिए नहीं है, वो उसके अपने स्टाफ के लिए, उसके खुद के लिए, सबके लिए अच्छा है. सो हर कोई चाह रहा है जितना सेफ, इनफैक्ट लोग पहले से भी ज्यादा सेंसिटिव हो गए हैं. हर कोई चाह रहा है कि जो भी ट्रेवल करे सेफली ट्रेवल करे, खुश होके जाए, ताकि और लोग ट्रेवल करें. सो आई कैन एश्योर पीपल, if you travel, if you choose wisely, you will be as safe as possible in the current times. And I would just personally request, because for the love of my love for Mother Nature and very closeness to mountains, when you are going up in wilderness, please be sensitive. Please travel responsibly. Last year, I was part of Ministry of Tourism's Adopt a Heritage project, where we had adopted a couple of trails in Ladakh and other areas. We did a lot of cleanup in many areas, and it's we as travelers who have left it out there. So we need to be very responsible. Only then our future generations can enjoy what we are doing, what we are seeing now.
Absolutely, and very, very well said. And I could see that a lot of people were talking about tourism in the comments. So I think we should touch upon ecotourism sometime, in one of our sessions that we are going to take on in a few days. So absolutely, ecotourism is also our responsibility, and we have to manage it well. So, Vinayak, thank you so much for our session
Thank
today,
you.
and would love to have you back very, very soon. Thank you to all the viewers who joined us today, and we will be taking up many more sessions in the coming days. Namaste to
Thank
all
you.
from Incredible
Thank,
India. Thank you very much, Vinayak.
thank you for
Great
having me
talking.
here, Sumega. Thank you so much. Please thank everybody in the office from my side. And
Absolutely.
yeah, everybody have a good time and be
Yeah.
responsible, travel safe, enjoy to the fullest. We'll overcome it. This, as they say, this shall pass soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the best.
With a
Bye.
very positive note,
Yeah,
we bid adieu.
thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.